Unit 3, Reading 2.
Answers to all your travel questions. Question: First trip to U.S. Yongjun Park in Seoul asks, For my new job, I will travel to the United States next month and meet my American boss. This will be my first trip to the U.S. I'm worried about correct business etiquette and manners. My boss invited me to his home for dinner. Do you have any advice? Sue in Miami says, It's a good idea to bring a small gift or something from your country. Don't be surprised if your boss opens the gift right away. In the U.S., people often open a gift when they receive it. In Korea, that is not polite, but it's appropriate in the U.S. Jun in Seoul says, Many Americans are very informal at home. One time, I went to dinner at the home of an American business partner. I was surprised that everyone stood and talked in the kitchen while the husband and wife cooked dinner. Also, unlike in Korea, everyone took part in the dinner table conversation, even the man's wife and children. Andrea in Santiago says, I agree with Jun. I was surprised that American men often cook, and that both the husband and wife come to the dinner table and talk. You probably won't speak about business during dinner, so my advice is to know some good topics of conversation. For example, you can talk about travel, food, or sports. Of course, it's good to ask about your boss's family, but it's not polite to ask questions about age, salary, religion, or politics. Sun-hee Choi in Busan says, Americans use their hands to eat some kinds of food, such as pizza and fried chicken. Watch your American hosts and do what they do. Catherine in New York says, In Korea and Japan, it's the custom to remove your shoes before entering a house. In the United States, you usually don't take your shoes off. Once I was traveling in Japan and entered a house with my shoes on by mistake. Oops. Yongjun Park in Seoul says, It sounds like Americans are so informal. I'll try to be informal and polite. I hope I do the right thing. Thanks for all the advice. One more question. What's an appropriate gift for me to bring my boss and his family? Question: Travel to Egypt. Sam in Los Angeles asks, Any tips on table manners in Egypt? I'll be there on business, and I'm sure we will have business dinners. Also, anything else that's important to know? Khalid in Cairo says, Egypt is a traditional country, and it has many customs that are different from the U.S. Table manners are similar to the U.S., but there are a few important differences. For instance, it's impolite to use your left hand to eat. Be sure to read about Egyptian culture before you go. You can avoid embarrassing yourself. Carlos from Madrid says, I traveled to Egypt on business last year and saw two interesting differences in business. First, unlike Americans, Egyptians don't discuss business at the beginning of business meetings. Instead, they begin with informal conversation. This is because personal relationships are very important in Egyptian business. Second, during a meeting in Egypt, it's common for others to come in the room and interrupt the meeting. In the United States, it's rude to interrupt a meeting. In Egypt, these interruptions are typical.